Welcome to The Growth Equation. This isn't your typical business podcast. We're keeping it real about the challenges of scaling up, period. I'm Tristan Wright and I've been there. I've built and scaled my own business. I've sold it. I've learned a ton along the way. Now I'm bringing you the no BS stories of founders who are in the trenches right now, navigating that messy middle. We're talking advertising, marketing, design, creative, branding, the whole 9 yards. Doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur or running a team of 100. Everyone's got a secret sauce, that thing that makes them different, better. We're going to uncover it. So grab a coffee and let's get real. Today we're talking to Brendan from BluFire. Brendan, welcome.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Doing well. Really looking forward to having a chat with you today. So, mate, tell me a bit about BluFire and your business and how you got into it.
So BluFire, we started probably about 2.5, 3 years ago now.
So right in the middle of COVID or just towards the end?
Towards the end of it. I started BluFire, like myself personally, like freelancing during COVID, working with random businesses locally in Melbourne that, you know, when COVID kicked up, everyone had to go online and no one was really prepared for that fact. So I did a bit of that at the start. Then
was that because were you unemployed at that time or you just wanted to do extra work?
Just do something extra, working from home, you know?
Yeah.
I did that for a period of time. Then I ended up just leaving that to sort of settle and I did other things. And then my business partner, Cameron, sort of came to me probably Jan 23, I'd say, and was looking to do something in the marketing space, was sort of asking how I went about getting business freelance and everything. And then probably, 2 weeks after that, we were kind of just like, well, why don't we just do agency instead of doing random freelance pieces? And here we are.
Fair enough. So January 2023, you set you're like, somewhere around there, you set the business up and so rather than doing freelance, you started going project based. Where is it today? Is it the two of you? Have you got more in business? What's it look like today?
So then when we sort of started it, it was the two of us and we obviously changed it from random freelance projects to acquiring clients to retained business, everything like that to grow. And so now we've got staff on board that manage paid, manage the accounts, graphic design, everything like that. And now we're just sort of growing. We're recently in top 20 agencies in Australia now, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
And just pushing now pretty much.
When you say you've got staff on board, is it onshore staff, offshore staff? Is it freelancers? Is it
all onshore currently, full-time staff?
Yeah,
a mix of paid graphic design, and pretty much.
Office space, work from home?
A mix of office and work from home, just depends. But probably 4 days in office, 1 day work from home. It just varies from person to person, but about that.
So majority are in the Melbourne area and come into the main office. So
pretty much.
Why, out of interest, like a lot of businesses that started during COVID, you're like, we'll be remote or we'll hire people across the country as well. Why did you choose the in-office model, or was that just something that happened and evolved?
2 reasons, probably. One, easier to manage, I'd say, with people and everything like that. Like, I don't know, I feel like we get a lot more done being in office. Like, for example, there might be something strategy-wise we need to go over for a client. A lot easier when everyone's in office, just where I'm able to, like, we got a 2-story warehouse sort of thing. I can just go upstairs and just, we just nut it out in 15 minutes instead of making a whole meeting about it and all of that stuff and needing to sort out everyone's time. It's just so much easier. And it's good. Like, office culture is something that I'd say has been neglected recently. And people enjoy it. Like, I've talked to a few people from other businesses and stuff like that, and they're not enjoying their work because they're fully, work from home, and it's just not that enjoyable besides, rocking up, doing your task and then leaving, basically.
Yeah. Like, different industries, different businesses, it works differently. But like the fact that you guys are creative to an extent and collaborative, it definitely helps to be in office for a period of time.
Yeah, pretty much. I just see it as our business type. It's just easier to be able to like knock things through. Like whenever we have a new client come on board, we'll do like a strategy meeting initially to review the client so everyone's on the same page of the market strategy for them. And that's good. Like we either do it in the meeting room or we might do it on the couches upstairs, something like that, just to knock through a complete strategy. Everyone's on the same page. Very easy to go through and voice everyone's opinions straight off the bat in person, in my opinion. But yeah.
It just gets things done faster rather than having to organise a meeting to talk about something and then to organise another meeting.
Yeah, pretty much. I like it, to be honest. I just feel like, if I've got any questions, I don't need to send an email or anything. I can just walk upstairs. It's easy. But yeah.
How many people are in the business today?
We're currently at 5 people and I'm looking to hire another 2 currently.
Nice. What's it been like, that journey going from 1 to 2 to 5 to 7?
It's been an interesting one. The space is also a very interesting space. Like my background's not agency, so I had to learn a lot of agency components going along
Tell
the
us
way.
about that. Your background's not agency and you're running what we typically refer to as an agency.
Yep, definitely an agency. But I don't know, like when we wanted to do it, like obviously going into marketing and running Google ads and stuff for clients. Yeah, obviously it's going to become a marketing agency and that's cool. We knew that. From surface level starting it, there was a lot of things I probably got wrong along the way with sort of setting it up. Like I thought, A would be the right way, but Z was the correct way and so forth. Like, so there's a bit of trial and error in getting here, but now I've sort of honed in on good structure internally and now it's pretty straightforward for us, which is good. But it's just one of those things.
I think the important thing is that it's okay to make an error, but as long as you learn from it and don't make it a second or a third time.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't know. I've made a lot of errors along the way and that's fine. It's just figuring it out. Like, it's one of those things when you just jump fully into it, you just got to figure it out as you go.
What sort of errors have you made? Because at the end of the day, you're not the only one to have made those errors, and your business is doing okay now. I hope it is at least. But but I want to know, like, are they similar errors to others, and how did you deal with them?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest error, well, not error, but the hardest complication we dealt with was we run ads for all these people, but we don't run ads for ourselves. And how do we get more business? It's funny because, we spend all day telling other people how to do it. And then when it comes to ourselves, it's like, well, what do we do? And I'm pretty sure I've done every single channel under the sun now for it. And whether it be in-person networking, paid ads, Google ads, what are some other ones? Email marketing. We've done everything basically. My biggest thing was working that one out, because that was, and for a lot of small businesses, especially sales is a pain point where you might have the expertise or whatever, but getting business in the door is the hardest component. That was probably the biggest piece. And I wouldn't say it's an error looking back on it. Like we had to go through the periods. Yeah, the learning style and everything like that. But I think from like now, if I had to go back and do it again, I'd do it a lot faster to get to where we were because I know what to do now. So it's different. But like we just run a lot of paid ads for ourselves, to be honest, as our main sort of channel. And it does quite well. It's one of those things where sure, you need the initial capital to be able to do that, and having a functioning business that's profitable and everything like that makes a lot easier. But yeah, that was probably one of the biggest ones, I'd say. And then there's all the small ones along the way.
If we think about it, it's often easier to diagnose someone else's issues or the way someone else's business runs and the way to improve it because you're taking away emotion, and it's often harder to do it for yourself. So a lot of businesses in the marketing world will get another agency to do their work because they don't have the blinkers on. So you're getting someone else to support you in that sense.
Yeah, pretty much that. And I think when you're in just the trenches of it, the easiest option sometimes you just don't see, just because you're so used to looking at things from like a single lens, and then all of a sudden, you look at it from a different way because someone else suggested it, and it's eye-opening, but it's been in front of your face the whole time. You just never thought of it, so to say, because you've only been looking at it one way.
Yeah, and I like how the money component as well. Like you've got to have money in the door to be able to spend Google ads, and when you're a startup or first year or second year, you often don't have a lot of spare cash flow. So whilst you're amazing at executing for others, you might not have the reserves to do it for yourself.
Well, that was basically it for us. We started with very low capital, and it was all on getting the initial clients for the board, building that up, then doing really great work in order to then get referred business and building that way. That was our logic. And it worked for a time period. And then we went through the whole networking period, which is a fun time. That was painful.
Talk to me.
Didn't
I'm
really
not
do
the
it.
biggest fan most of the time of, we'll call it the breakfast networking clubs. I'm not the biggest fan of that sort of networking, and I'm assuming that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. We did it. I didn't do it. My business partner did for about a year. I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
It's painful. Look, going back, I wouldn't do it again. If we were to do it again, like going back in time, do it very differently to how we did it. But yeah, it's the benefit you get from it. I don't know. I'd say the investment of time, if you sort of turn that effective value into money and invest it on paid, you'll get way further. But again, with small business, you have time, but you don't have capital.
Yeah.
And then once you make that shift, it makes life a lot easier.
For me, it's, yes, you're learning along the way, but you got to be careful about the networking groups that you spend time with, because you need to make sure you're with the correct people. And a lot of the networking groups may not be that.
Yeah, and that component is a big one. The other one I think that's relatively large is the fact that you spend like maybe 2 hours a week at the networking group, then you go to catch ups outside, and then all of a sudden you're spending 5 to 6 hours a week on it. It adds up really quickly. So
yeah, it takes a lot of your time. So you end up spending time networking, but not doing business development.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Shouldn't be hanging it on, because a lot of people have been able to grow their businesses that way.
Yeah, I think it depends on your business you're in as well. Like I know a lot of what's it called, like builders and stuff like that do quite well from it, because
Definitely.
you can leverage the networks really well. The ones that are like marketing agencies, for example, very difficult but some it definitely works well.
Yeah. So some it will work with, but in this space, maybe not. So
Yeah.
I want to hear a bit about the actual business model and how you go to market, how you charge, and how you follow through delivery.
So how we operate from business. So let's say someone came along for paid ads for the sake of it. They're a trades business, let's call it, and they're looking for Google ads for their business. So initially I sort of have a chat to them, go over what they're looking for, what their goals are, everything like that, to get a strong understanding of their business, because marketing works, but sometimes it's not for everyone at certain components of where they're at in their life cycle. Like if you don't have enough to spend, like, I don't know, I speak to a few people that are like, oh, I only need a couple leads a month and I'm happy. But it's one of those things where if you're only spending enough to get a couple of leads, you're probably not going to get a couple of leads because there's not enough spend in the first place to even get the thing rolling. So it varies. So we'll go through that whole discussion, everything like that. And then if you were happy with everything we're presenting, then you begin working with us. So how it looks is we mainly work off retainer. So it's consistent monthly sort of working that we do. And the fees are just dependent on ad spend for us. So it just depends on how much you're spending.
Oh, so you run it based off of percentage, effectively?
Not percentage, it's just tiers.
Okay.
So it's like 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, and so forth.
Okay.
We do it off tiers. Then you've got, what's it called? And then after that, you sort of, depending on ad spend, so forth, we come in. It's all based on how many leads roughly you want. Because if you want, I don't know, like let's say 200 leads a month, which some people need, is obviously very different to a business that needs 10, which is sort of how much spend's required. So then from there, we'll start working on the account. So a lot of the time we'll do landing page straight away. It just depends on your business, what resources you already have digitally, everything like that. Then we'll start working on it. So the main thing we notice as a pain point in the industry is quality of leads. That's a big one.
Yep.
Like I deal with it ourselves with quality. Like sometimes we get great quality, sometimes it's not as good, and it annoys me. And you work through it and find better ways to get better quality. So to navigate that, we touch base with our clients weekly, and the sole purpose of it is to get ahead of quality sooner. Because I don't know, a lot of agencies will touch base once a month or whenever they do it. When you're already a month in, and if you've only touched base, let's say twice in a month, in 2 months, let's say, or 3 times in a quarter, it's not that much. Like we'll do like 12 to 15 times in that period instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And like if there's any problems along the way, we're able to pretty much address it very fast, which is obviously very good for businesses to address any issues. And the main ones, either volume of leads and we can address that, or the secondary one is quality of the current leads. And again, if we know the quality isn't amazing, we're able to quickly adjust and come up with different strategies in order to improve quality.
So I was reading a post from a friend this morning who runs an agency, and he was commenting that a lot of other agencies will say, we need 2 or 3 months worth of ad data before you start seeing results and making money. And he was like, the way that ads are set up today, Meta, Google, that's not true. It's just that they're using your accounts to learn how to run ads.
Yeah, I'd say, so Google definitely shorter time frame than Meta, because Google, you're buying a click. Like you have a keyword, you're buying that keyword. Like it's not rocket science, so to say. So technically the first click you get for that keyword could be a conversion. Like in theory, it's just, most of the time it isn't. It's just how it goes. And then learnings does happen and it does get better. It understands what keywords tend to get better conversions and so forth. But yeah, from Google, you can see it very quickly. Meta, it varies. Like if you're a brand new business to Meta, it's going to be different to one that's already established. It's just like anything. Like you're rocking up into a market of people that are receiving plenty of ads for a certain topic. Let's say it's t-shirts, for example, and you're going to sell t-shirts. Now, if you start putting an ad in that market, why is anyone going to buy from you at the start? You can find the audience very quickly, don't get me wrong, but no one knows you. They need all these touch points.
You need to have top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the main thing on top of that is just also touch points. Like they need to see enough of you to have an inherent trust in your product. They need to see all these different aspects of the product and everything. And this is why landing page is so important, because ads do one purpose. It is a bit different to Google, but it just gets people to a website. Meta, at least you get the consistent flow of different creative and everything to meddle with people's opinions before you get onto website. But at the end of the day, it's a website, and that's where you layer in a load of social proof, everything like that, to just build out this like preconceived conception of what people have of you, so then they feel comfortable buying, because there's no way on earth they're just going to see an ad for a t-shirt and go, yeah, that's the one I need, done. Like some people do that, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the time it's a lot of effort and consistency with showing plenty of different creatives before people start to convert.
Yeah, totally. Meta in that case is very different to Google, because one's focusing at bottom of the funnel, one's covering the entire funnel.
Yeah, it also depends what you're selling on Meta. If you're running an ad for like, I don't know, we run it for a lot of businesses, like aircon fixed price sort of deal. People will actually just engage with you immediately because they're already in market. They don't really care about contractor to contractor. They just care about price. So that you can get immediately. But yeah, if you're in e-com, you got to dive into the whole consumer psychology, everything like that, like convince people that, yeah, this t-shirt will look amazing on you if you buy it. It's a long approach. It's not a short stinted thing that you can just whip up and get sales immediately.
Yeah, totally. So I want to go back to, your journey through growing the business. How many times have you wanted to quit?
It's a fun one. Like, yeah, it's one of those things where you happy one day, you're sad the next, and you just got no idea why. And it's just the random components of running a business. And eventually, you get out of, there's times where you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it will be there, but you can't see it. And then, you just beat through it and you just keep on getting up. That's basically it.
How do you deal with that? Like, have you got a way, have you got a a system to manage that? Have you got a support network, or it's just
Not
just got
really.
to?
It's just keep
Yeah.
on pushing through. I don't know. Got a good partner and everything, so that's handy. But and yeah, and then my business partner and I as well. Like, yeah, we're pretty good. We're just pushing through. Basically, like we'll talk about it and be like, "Yep, not fun right now, but anyway, we got to keep on going." Like, we go, "What's the other alternative?" It's just keep on going.
When you say not fun, is it cash flow? Is it poor clients? Is it what is it? Crappy staff?
Varies day to day. Like you'll
Yep.
have a plethora of issues that it could be. Like one day it could be a client complaining about something rather and we need to fix it or whatever the case is. Client leaves that you weren't expecting to leave because they have a problem with their business or I don't know,
Yeah.
staffing issues. Maybe cash flow issues. Our business is a bit different for that because everything's on a retainer, so I can estimate cash flow. But yeah, it just varies day in, day out. And then yeah, I don't know, the big one with a lot of businesses, like I mentioned, sales, that
Mhm.
I've sort of solved now, which is very good. It's made life a lot easier because yeah, it's not a fun one if you don't know what you're doing there. But yeah, and it's just one of those things where yeah, I don't know, the first I think they say the first 2 years is a fun little journey. And then after you get through that period, life gets a bit easier on the other side.
It's a continual learning game. Like the issues that you have today, um you'll still have you'll have similar ones, but you'll have bigger issues, but you'll be able to deal with them because you've been able to grow and improve as a person. And like the different challenges all the time.
Yeah,
So
pretty much. And that's what's happening now, which is making life easier than, let's say, 2 years ago.
yeah, what was
But yeah,
hard 2 years ago is easy today, but you've got a new set of challenges that are
probably resourcing, just in general resources. Like, whatever the challenge is, then, like, you have nothing to assist with it. It's just purely
yeah,
yourself. Now I've
yeah,
got, people, whatever the case may be, to help, and it makes life a lot easier.
yeah, yeah, totally. So where do you see the business 2 years time from now? Where do you see the industry as well?
All right. So business continually growing. We've just got sort of revenue targets we want to hit as we're going, and so far we're pretty much getting within lines of hitting them. So it's just one of those things where we want to continually grow and be one of the larger agencies in the space. And it's just one of those things of, in my opinion, just doing a good job throughout the way. Like it's pretty simple. This industry is flooded with suboptimal performance from agency, then it's one of those things of if we continually do a great job and continually showing up and performing, like I don't doubt that we'll be able to get there. From the industry, what I've noticed is the main thing for me is I think in COVID, like there was a lot of businesses that kicked up in our space that didn't really have much substance behind them, so to say. Like it was a bit murky, the results associated with it, and I don't know, you hear a lot of horror stories of people being burnt by agency, everything like that. And I think now a lot of that is slowly starting to decrease just naturally because there's more light on it. People have better understanding and you need a lot more to get somewhere in this industry. It's not as easy as just sort of showing up and you'll just get clients. Like there's a lot of competition. So you need resource now to even enter the space where previously you didn't. And as a result, people that don't continually perform and really do well, you tend to just get drowned out by the ones that do, just because it's so competitive to performance, basically.
What's AI going to do?
I'm not too sure yet. Like, obviously, you've got AI SEO that people are talking about with the Google's little search component, and then you got obviously ChatGPT and everything like that. I'd say there's a lot of data slowly starting to come out regarding it. Again, it's such an adaptive platform that, yeah, you don't have sort of the proper understanding, I would say, to know exactly how it's going to go. However, all platforms are built on authority. Like if you put any search into any platform, like the thing it's going to show is the website that's most trustworthy, so to say, whatever the case may be, because it's got to provide trustworthy information. And that's always going to be dependent on what ranks the best from an SEO perspective. Because at the end of the day, Google ranks based on trustworthiness of the website to fulfill the query. Same thing as GPTs, AIs, whatever from that side. From a marketing agency point of view, I would say AI would play a piece in solving a lot of more continuous back-end tasks that are just somewhat admin tasks associated with client account management and everything like that. I feel like it'll do a lot of that sort of stuff. That's just very typical procedural sort of components. From a strategy side, I reckon strategy will still remain with people for the time being. It just depends on which line you're going to. If you're talking bigger businesses, I'd say it'd be very different. Like it'll be very largely still people centric. But if you go into smaller budgets, like let's say sub 2K a month, it'll probably be AI driven campaigns.
Yeah.
They're just small. They're very much similar strategies to other businesses in a lot of cases, with fundamentals are relatively similar, but naturally it's different to company, but the fundamentals remain the same. Fundamentals can be strategized and can be replicated. And as a result, if a person can replicate it, so can an AI. I would say that's a potential component. There's a couple people in the market that are doing it over in the US that I've seen that are big firms with a lot of money backing them. But yeah, again, I don't necessarily know who their target markets are, but it'll just be interesting to see how it all shifts from business to business, so to say.
Now, there's a saying, what got you here won't get you there. You've got to this level in business with certain set of knowledge, certain skill set, certain team. What's going to have to change to allow you to hit your future goals?
The main thing is like inflow and outflow. Realistically, that's pretty much the main consistent piece. Like we're all about bringing on clients for like ongoing work that we work with them, and we want to maximize the inflow and minimize the outflow. That's pretty much it. And that the only thing that changes that is one, sales through the door naturally builds more inflow, and then to reduce outflow is just very good performance and retention, pretty much.
Love
And
it.
that will make us hit it.
Sounds good. Brendan, it's been a pleasure talking. If people want to get in touch, what's the best way to connect?
Through our website, pretty much, just blufire.com.au, and yeah.
Awesome.
Call
Thank
from
you
there.
very much for your time, mate.
All right, thanks, mate.
Cheers.
That's a wrap. Thanks for tuning into The Growth Equation. If you've enjoyed the show, hit that subscribe button and leave a review. It helps us big time. Catch you next time. And if you want more, head over to evolvetogrow.com.au for show notes and exclusive content.